Arm wrestling continues to evolve, with athletes pushing their limits in strength, endurance, and technique. This list ranks the top 10 arm wrestlers based on recent performances, match history, and overall dominance in the sport. While some competitors have remained at the top, others have climbed the ranks through impressive wins. Each puller has unique strengths and weaknesses, making the competition at the highest level more unpredictable than ever. Now, let's take a look at the current top 10 arm wrestlers. Number 10. Artyom Morozov. Morozov got completely dominated by Vitali. He got injured in round 3 of their match. Due to explosive movement from both sides, a huge amount of energy was released, leading to an actual explosion. This can happen with heavy steroid use when tendons cannot keep up with muscle growth. He was huge for someone in their mid to late 20s, and it is surprising his tendons held up this long. Number 9. Alex Kurdecha. Kurdecha has potential, but his wrist and hand feel inferior to the top 5 to 10 pullers. He has no results indicating he would be competitive with Devon, and the idea of him giving Devon a tough match is based solely on his size. Even though he defeated Georgi, Georgi wasn't even close to his best form due to health issues during the match period. Years ago, Chaffee stopped his hype, and he never fully recovered. He is strong and belongs in the top 10, but his lack of skill can lead to bad losses, as seen against Chaffee and Jerry. He has not beaten Jerry recently, and Jerry took their last match on short notice.
Massive drive! That is a win!
Genadi beat Devon in 2023 when both were in great shape. He had an incredible match with Jerry, who was also healthy at the time, but ultimately lost. Later, Genadi faced Devon again and was destroyed, despite being in similar shape with arguably a better hand but worse bicep form. 7th, Georgi Tsvetkov. Georgi's wrist is a major weapon. He is a stylistic problem for many athletes. The only way they can beat him is by executing a successful press. Otherwise, he cannot maintain his riser or wrist flexion. Georgi will likely maintain some pronation and attack sideways, as he did against Devon. Some argue that Kurdecha beat Georgia, which is true, but Georgi believing he can is more reasonable. He gave Jerry a very good match, while Kurdecha got killed instantly by Jerry. However, Georgi was close to being press-pinned by 125-kilogram Kalina. It is hard to see how he would beat 150 kilograms Vitali, who has much stronger pronation, a longer forearm, a bigger hand, and one of the most powerful hits in the division. 6. Jerry Cadorette. Jerry is a legend with the strongest press in history, but most pullers now understand how to nullify his move. He can still beat less technical pullers. His biggest issues are setup and table IQ. If he improved in both areas, he could be more effective. He is likely ranked correctly at number 6. He dominated Kurdecha for a chance at Levan. He is nearing the end of his career, but still has fight left in him. 5. Michael Todd. Michael has excellent technique but lacks hand control. His fingers are ineffective, allowing opponents to climb over him. His hand appears numb, causing him to lose the cup instantly. He fights for pronation with his shoulder instead of his thumb, and relies on a bone lock against side pressure. If he had Devon's hand, he could be the one to defeat Levan. His strength from his wrist down is incredible, making his success even more impressive despite his hand issues. 4. Vitali Laletin. Vitali has not proven much recently. He beat Zaranov and Morozov, who are barely top 10, but was dominated by an injured Dave Chaffee. A match with Jerry would accurately rank him. He can have a competitive match with anyone. He is slightly above most super heavy weights, but not at the very top unless he develops a press and improves his right arm endurance. If he fixes those issues, his chances against top opponents will improve significantly. Vitali has strength, speed, and good technique, but relies on one move. This is problematic, as seen with Tsvetkov and Jerry. The top 10 super heavyweights are closer than many think, with matchups depending on individual strengths and improvement rates. Levan remains the favorite against everyone. 3. Ermes Gasparini. Ermes was not a true super heavyweight until his match with Arif in April 2022. By his match with Levan in February 2023, he had been at super heavyweight for about a year. By June 2025, he will have spent over 3 years at this weight, making him more accustomed to his current mass. At 32, Ermes is entering his prime, whereas Levan at 36 appears to be past his peak. Levan has said he was at 85% in his last 3 matches, and his body is struggling to maintain peak form without significant pharmaceutical intervention. His lifts have declined, and his conditioning has worsened. Ermes has not pushed himself the way Levan did at his age, meaning he has more room to grow and develop a different version of himself. Meanwhile, Levan's ability to improve is uncertain. Second, Devon Larratt. Devon has beaten everyone in the top 5 at some point, except Levan. He dominated Ermes, beat Georgi in WAL, destroyed Michael Todd at KOT, and easily handled Genadi in their last match. He also defeated rank 7 Georgi on both arms. He has yet to face Vitali and Morozov. Additionally, he has won the 105 kg and 115 kg belts, as well as the interim super heavyweight belt. 1. Levan Saginashvili. Levan is the undisputed number 1, but many underestimate his table IQ, training methods, and the extent of his strength advantage. If he ever loses, it will be due to his own decline rather than his opponent's superiority. At 6 feet 3 inches and around 400 pounds, he possesses unmatched strength in his hand, wrist, and forearm. His explosive power at the start of matches is unparalleled. He also has strong technique, which complements his raw strength. His size and strength are his greatest assets, but they could also become liabilities if injuries or health issues arise. However, he has managed his physicality well so far,